Anyone interested in my new grow room? Here we go. Power panel, ESA certified, twin Intermatic 7-day digital timers. One for my lighting. It's set at it's a 220 volt. Set so I can time my lights from that one. Number 2 over here. This is so I can offset the time when this panel comes on. It's a 120. It'll be running my CO2. Set to come on 10 minutes beforehand. And let's see here. Have a look from the. Here's a look from the door in. It's hard to get a good look. There's from the edge of the door all the way to the back of the room. I'll zoom in so you can see how far back it actually goes. So, and right where you see the opening where it splits into that back, that's 6 feet. Cross 6 feet. 6 feet across. Small wash sink going in there, a 12 by 12 wash sink, so the 6 by 6 area, instead of being 36 square feet of space, will be 35. Dehumidifier will be going in right beside it, so bringing it down to actually 34 square feet of growing space. But I think more than enough for 12 ebb and flow buckets, and you know, the 800 and then the 800 watts of LED panels. Then we get past the actual growing space, and then we've got from this corner here, and you can see all the way back here, this is 5.5 feet, and the distance from the corner right over here where you see that overhang drop down, you can see the blue skin. That's just to keep the moisture out of the room, keep humidity down, control all those type of nasty stuff. And then inside this area here, you can see this is the corner of the inside growing room. Right here, the end of the 6 foot growing space. Actually, it's about 1.5 foot up. But then I have this entire area back down in here. See if I can get a light on. Well, I actually can't see it too good, but this area actually runs from here all the way back there, 7.5 feet. And I think with a little bit of constructive planning, with shelving, some T5s and CFL lights, and taking what's left of a zipper of an old tent I have, and mounting it across that overhang that you can see in the picture now, down this 2x4, then across in front of the sump. That gives me this entire area in here to keep a few mothers on shelves across the side there under CFLs on either side, and a small enough room for a 2x2 or a couple of, I should say, a couple of deep water culture, bubbler buckets, I guess you'd call them, just so I can give my plants 10-14 days of veg. These hoses here, these are for the 75 gallon a day RO that's going in. And then, other than that, once the subfloor is, like you can see in here, the subfloor isn't quite finished. Once that subfloor is finished in here, and across here, and across the sump, we'll be putting a large metal drain cap in here to keep it flat over top of the subfloor. This will be enough space, basically, from that corner all the way across and back, for me to hold 2 55-gallon reservoirs. One is my main newt reservoir, and then I have all this area, like when you go above the sump and you go up here, I got all this area up to the ceiling that I can fit in a small cabinet I have that I'm going to use for storing my nutrients. So there you go, nutrient reservoirs in here, pumps, control buckets will all fit, 12 ebb and grows. And this space in here, 12 ebb buckets, 840 watts of hydro LED gun, light rails on the roof. And also a neat little trick I've done. I found that this well last year, it keeps a constant temperature of about 58 degrees all year round. So I'm planning on lining the very bottom of this, because it's always filled with groundwater. This is this point, like this floor here, is actually about 8 feet below, like right where the concrete I'm pointing at is actually at the 8 foot line. The sump goes down another 3.5 feet, so this is groundwater from 12 feet down has a temperature of about 58 degrees. So what I'm planning on doing, if I have problems with reservoir temperatures getting a little high, I'll be running 10, 15, 20 feet of hose down there, just circling outside of the sump so it doesn't impede the flow of the water in, leaving 2 open ends and then having them run through on one pump so that it sucks my nutrients down through the hoses, through the cool water, back into the reservoir. If the temperature gets colder than 68 degrees, then I may have to add a tank heater, but I figure when you have access to this much, to a 2 foot by 2 foot well that's got 57 degree groundwater and a good flow. I'm making a video, so be quiet. And so once I run the hose down here, this will give me natural cooling, and it also allows, because of the air coming in from the pubs, similar to how Up and Grow buckets, fresh air is running in through here all the time, allowing for cooling, which is why my heater, which is over here, which has been running the past 2 days on set for 21 right now, but I'll just show you. I'll take it over at 18. As you can see, at 18 Celsius temperature on the radiant heater, still having to run it high to maintain 18 degrees temperature. I haven't seen it go below low. It hasn't gone into standby mode yet, so I'm figuring as long as it can keep my maximum minimum temperature, then it's just a matter of figuring out what my lights are. But I don't foresee any heating problems with this room whatsoever, especially with the reflectix to keep outside heat in. And a few of these walls back here, which I should mention, are also exterior walls, plain concrete right behind them, going right out underneath. So like this is all 8 feet underground exterior walls, so it makes it pretty cool. This was a cold cellar at one time for storing vegetables. So as you can see, the total room in here, we have 36 square feet of floor space by 8 feet high. In here we have another, I don't know, 25, I guess, square feet of floor space, and then more than enough room for mothers and clones underneath there.